the big question tonight, do black men hate black women? And I think it's an important question. It's a powerful question. I'm proud to have two smart women and a smart man to work through this, because this is a really important question. I want to handle it delicately because this really matters. But in 1960, 61% of black Americans were married. In 2021, only 31%. And that shows a serious love imbalance. One social media creator thinks he understands the why. Jody, roll that clip.
Men don't like women for real. They don't. They like women sexually, but they don't like women. They're not attracted to what a woman is outside of her sexual organs. So then when we get into why a lot of men womanize, or why it's just they're minimizing a woman based off of who she slept with or who she potentially can sleep for, it, because it's like you haven't gained the appreciation of the wholeness of a woman yet, and what that wholeness of a woman can bring to your life.
You know, Dimitri, about a month ago, I heard this woman on TikTok say, men don't like women, they're attracted to them, and there's a difference. And once she decoupled that for me, I was like, oh my God, it's true. Think beyond the women you love who are in your life already. Think beyond the women you make money with or you're dating or whatever. Now you're like, do you like women? Like, if they don't have something specific to offer for you as far as the transactional nature of men, quite often, like, I think a lot of us don't like women. We don't care for women's culture. We think we look and I think we're socialized to do this, and that women often don't like men because men are shitty to them, but we don't like them because we are ultimately misogynist and not learning to value womanness. What do you think, Dimitri?
You know, in all actuality, I love women. And I think the thing about it is, when I say that, oftentimes people hear it in some misogynistic state. Like, no, I just love the quality of a woman. I learned a ton from women, and I love the way they carry themselves.
What do you think about most men?
When I say most men, what I mean is the idea that I don't think black men don't like black women. That's not exactly how I look at it. I just don't think black men were ever taught how to love women or admire women, anything out of a survival state or their ego. Like, I don't think growing up there was somebody who said, this is how you treat a woman. This is how you treat a black woman at that. Like, even when you look at their relationship with their mother and how that is also a sticky situation. She's learning, and there's a resentment building in the same way. I say it all the time. The same way a man respects his mother, he'll respect women in the world. That's my opinion.
Cheyenne, so do you feel from your side, all the things that are, do you feel like black men hate black women? Do you think that we like women? Like, where are you?
I did a whole clip last season on this, and it went viral and crazy. A man is what his mama makes him. And a man who's raised by a single mama doesn't learn how to be a black man who dates a woman. He oftentimes learns how to be his mother's man, which means at a very young age, he takes on a lot of responsibilities that create a resentment in him toward his mother. His mother, who happens to be black and women, so we're talking about black men, ends up becoming the optics of who he sees that black woman or girlfriend or wife to be as an adult man. Let me go a little further. When he doesn't have a father in the home, of course, we know that's daddy issues, and that also creates mama issues, parental issues. However, that young man deems his father a nothing ass, NIGGA, a loser, all those things that he deems his father for not being there. That's exactly how that black man sees himself intrinsically. So when you have a man who doesn't love himself because he feels devalued because father wasn't there in the home, and he sees himself as a nothing ass man, even though he's not, and he can be a great father and a great husband, that is going to have a direct impact on his dislike for himself. Anyone who doesn't like themselves is going to have an issue with loving or liking their partner. Let me go one step further. There are a big group of black men, not every, that do not only dislike, but they really hate black women. And they don't know it is subconsciously because they have the gun pointed, not literally, I'm using it as a metaphor, pointed at every black woman that looks like the mama who couldn't keep their father out, couldn't keep their father around, so they didn't have a daddy, who either didn't communicate well enough in his perspective as a young boy with his father enough so daddy can be around. And usually it's daddy didn't want you, so guess what? Daddy didn't want me. And that young boy grows up to really have a hate towards his mom, who he never learns to unpack with. So he unpacks with every single Black woman he comes in contact with. And it's very dangerous and it's very, very sad.
Sarah, do you feel like the Black men you're coming into contact, not just the dating, but like all the men socially, whatever, do you feel like Black men dislike Black women, hate Black women?
Not at all. I don't feel that way at all. But I would agree with a little bit of what everyone's saying, that most times Black men don't know how to love Black women. And I say that because I don't think Black women know how to be loved. If you look at this day and age of what's happening outside, there is no real standard. It's literally like, oh, you sent me to get my nails done. You took me to dinner. I can sleep with you this night. So now I'm offering you the most valuable thing that I have to offer for a dinner. That's pretty crazy when you think about it. And if there's no standard and there's no accountability, then you're not learning or setting in place. Like, you teach people how to treat you. You teach people how to love you. And if you yourself have never felt love because maybe your father wasn't in the household, or, you're used to seeing your parents, they never had affection. If you did have both parents, for me personally, I've never seen my parents fight. And so I, on my own, had to learn repair because that was something I never saw.
I'm sorry, you've never seen your parents fight?
Not one time. Not one single time. And I'll have both of my parents.
Wait. Is that because they have great conflict resolution or because they just don't fight?
Oh, they have great conflict resolution, and they never fought in front of us kids. That was like their
because
rule.
They make a point not to argue in front of you.
Absolutely.
They do argue, but they just keep it private from you. That's amazing.
Somewhere else. Now, that being said, that almost ruined me a little bit, because inside of that, I thought that if I fight, or if I'm angry, or if I'm upset, I'm doing something wrong. Oh, this isn't what love is supposed to look like. And so there are flip sides to learning everything. But I really feel like we as women get to set the standard and start teaching these men how to love us.
I appreciate what you sisters have said, and obviously everything you've said is correct. But I want to pull you into the question a little bit more, because I feel it from the locker room, the hangout, the chit chat, whatever, that we don't really like women. We want them. We want to be seen with a hot woman. We want to, spend the night with you. But do we like you? Like, we like men. I think we want to hang out with men. We want to impress other men with our money, with our skill on the basketball court or whatever, with the woman we get. But I feel like talking to other men, don't talk about yourself, because that's but that they don't, Dr. Bright, you don't see men disliking women?
Oh, I just said a hard yes. I don't only see a group, not all, but a group of men disliking women and seeing them as an enemy. I also see them seeing them as competition.